It's about that time, and now it's going down. And we ain't letting nothing stop us, ain't no slowing down. Nah, it's Kingdom Marketing Secrets. And every single week, you got it.
I think it's finally time. I think it's time to flow. I think it's time to start this podcast so they can know the right tips and strategies that bring success. It calls heaven on earth and our busyness. But this is all true because he changed the game and brought the kingdom to every soul representing his name. Now position yourself in him to be blessed and bring heaven on earth in your busyness. It's about that time and now it's going down. And we ain't letting nothing stop us, ain't no slowing down. Nah, it's Kingdom Marketing Secrets, and every single week you gotta be this. It's about that time, and now it's going down. And we ain't letting nothing stop us, ain't no slowing down. Nah, it's Kingdom Marketing Secrets, and every single week you gotta be this.
Welcome to Kingdom Marketing Secrets, where you'll hear the best tips, tactics, and takeaways, and any other cool words starting with T, so you can advance your business online the Kingdom way. Welcome your host, Christopher Harold.
Gotta beat this. It's about the time. And then it's going down. And we ain't letting nothing stop us. Ain't no slowing down. Nah, it's Kingdom Marketing Secrets. And every single week, you gotta peep this. What's up, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to episode 64 of the Kingdom Marketing Secrets podcast. I am the online marketing Superman himself, Mr. Over Deliver, here live in the flesh, and the founder of the fastest growing community today, God's Masterpiece, and the Money and Marketing Masterclass. And welcome, I am Christopher Harold, my friend. So welcome. I'm excited to be before you today with one of the fastest growing, I'm about to say hip hop in my music days, one of the fastest growing podcasts today for entrepreneurs, not just for Christian entrepreneurs or kingdom entrepreneurs, but for entrepreneurs, period. The Kingdom Marketing Secrets podcast. This is the podcast to tune into where you get powerful strategies and tips on how to grow your business fast and with ethical principles that work today, my friend. So welcome. If this is your first time checking me out, welcome. I'm glad you are here. And be sure to definitely subscribe to this podcast. Tell friends and leave a review as well. Definitely you on Apple Podcasts or something like that, Google Podcasts. Leave a review because your reviews mean a lot. All right, so definitely leave a review. So, hey, episode 64. I'm excited to be before you today to talk about two enemies of your success. These are the two enemies of your success. They're like twins. You really cannot have one present without the other being present. So I'm excited to share this with you. I hope that you listen in, you tune in, and you begin to, do some self-examination. Because here's the deal. One thing I've learned. See, God has called me to an assignment to help a lot of entrepreneurs, especially kingdom entrepreneurs, not only discover their assignment, but be able to 2X, 3X, and 10X their business through their kingdom assignment, right? Through their business in the marketplace. And as a mentor, see, a good mentor does not tell you what you want to hear. See, there are a lot of folks out there who would gladly take your money from you and just tell you what you want to hear. Because they feel, well, if I say something to you that you may not agree with, you may stop paying it. Well, God did not call me to that assignment. Everyone who's been around me, everyone's been inside the Money and Marketing Masterclass, everyone's been a part of God's Masterpiece or my online Dream Machine Blueprint or anything else. You know that. I don't tell you what you want to hear. I tell you what you need to hear. See, a good mentor would say, you know what? I know this may hurt your feelings a little bit. I know this may ruffle a little bit of feathers. I know you might even be mad at me for a little bit. But I'm willing to put that on the line. I'm willing to see what happens because I truly want what's best for you. And if I want what's best for you, I got to tell you some things that you may not like. It's just like your kids, right? I don't enjoy disciplining my kids. I don't get a kick out of it, especially my boys. When I got to lay down a strap, I don't enjoy it. The Bible says spur the rod, spoil the child. So I don't enjoy when I got to pull out the rod. But it's for their long-term benefit. So what I'm about to tell you today is this. If you are not prospering in your business today, and prospering is, a relative term. But bottom line, let's say prospering today is you are earning more than what you thought you would be making today. Let's say prospering is like, wow, where I have way more than what I thought I would have right now today. Or prospering could be where you're hitting your goals or exceeding your goals, right? It's relative. But if you're not exceeding your goals, right, then we're going to say you're not prospering, that you're not being successful in your business, all right? So we're going to say that. Accept it. So these are the two enemies of your success. These are the two things. From my time, I've owned a business in some type of form or fashion for 22 years. I started my very first business in 1998. I'm recording this podcast right now in October of 2020. Right? Don't know when you listen to this podcast, but so by the time I'm recording this, 22 years. And I've had a lot of struggles, and I've had some prosperity as well. So I can pretty much give you a good indication of things that held me back when I wasn't prospering, I wasn't successful. And I'm going to share those two things with you today. I can guarantee they are holding you back as well. And I see this so much. So let me just let the cat out the bag. What are the two enemies of your success? What are these two twins that are holding you back? Well, P and E. And I'm not talking about your electrical company, P and E. I'm not talking about physical education. I'm talking about your pride and ego. And the strange thing is this. You tend to find more pride and ego of people who are failing, people that are not successful, people who are not prospering than those who are. It's a strange fact. I've had people that we just couldn't click. And I try to be at peace with all. But some people, we just couldn't click. And they were not prospering in their life, in their businesses. And it was their pride and their ego. See, I learned this a long time ago. Never let your pride outweigh your bank account. When your pride and ego outweighs your bank account, it's time for you to eat some humble pie. And I'm speaking from personal experience here. I've been that way where, for some crazy reason, I thought I knew more than people that I invested in to mentor and coach me. It's just stupid. It's arrogant. And that's what pride is, right? Now, let me read some definitions for you here for these two things. Let's go read some definitions here, because I want you to think about yourself when I say these things. So I looked up pride and ego, right? And I'm going to give you some other cool definitions. But this says one for pride. It says a feeling or deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own achievement. The achievement of those. Okay. Second one says confidence and self-respect as expressed by members of a group, typically one that's been socially marginalized and based on shared by identity. Okay. Not the best definitions. But as you see, it's something internal, right? Let's read this. And a biblical definition of pride. It means preferring self-will to God's will. Preferring self-will to God's will. Interesting. All right, ego. Now, there's an acronym that says ego is edging God out. Well, check this out. Ego, a person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance. A person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance. Now, here's the deal. These terms, ego for a sense of self-esteem and self-importance, that you need a healthy ego. You should have a sense of self-esteem. See, a lot of folks have a low sense of self-esteem. That's why they act in certain kind of behaviors that are a detriment, not only to themselves, but to those around them and to their businesses as well. Right? But when it's extreme, when it's too much self-importance on yourself, or where you cannot receive, see, if you're not coachable, then that's going to prevent you from getting the results that you want. See, when we say the word pride, people feel pride is an attack of who they are, right? Because pride is like, man, I'm in a state of being something, like my own dignity, my own self-respect, my own, self-worth, right? All these things. Now, here's another definition of pride. This is the good one. The quality of having an excessively high opinion of oneself or one's importance. Now, see, you need both of those things to be a healthy human being. All right? You need both of those things. But the problem is that I have seen for myself in the past, and from those who are not getting the results they want, is they have too much pride and ego. And they're unable to receive instruction and feedback from those who are getting the results that they want because why? Their pride and ego. Now, check this out. Like I said, the people that I've encountered over the years, recently and just over the years, the people that I've encountered the most, who has the most pride and the most ego are those who are struggling. It's amazing the amount of pride of ego you find in a broke person. They would defend their pride and ego to the death of them. They will. And it's like, listen, humble yourself, look in the mirror and say, you know what? I am not getting the results I want in my life, and it is my fault. I've made choices in the past. Because think about it. Where you are today are all just to some choices you made over time. It's the thought pattern that you've created over time. It's where you believe you would be. But until you are willing to admit that, instead of blaming other people, blaming the cat, blaming the dog, blaming God, blaming the man, you will continue to struggle with this. And these two things, they blind you. You have heard the phrase before that you cannot see the forest from the trees. Well, that's implying if you go into a forest, right, there are tall trees and you can't see around. Well, your pride and ego blinds you. And if you understand things from a kingdom worldview, kingdom of God worldview, you realize that the enemy wants to fill you with pride. He wants to make you feel you bigger and more important than what you are. So you cannot grow. That's his intentions, to continue to stunt your growth, to give you such an ego that is so big that you cannot receive anything from anyone. I was having a conversation recently with someone who, I guess they call themselves a leader, right? And they had posted on their Facebook about they're saying, hey, you want to come to this training? We're going to show you, I'm going to help you earn anywhere from $10,000, $50,000 more a month in your business, right? And a person asked them on the Facebook post, they said, hey, are you willing to show the proof of these results that you can help people get? Are you getting these results? Can you show me the proof? Well, this quote unquote so-called leader actually went and told the person,